So as soon as I accepted the collaboration for our reel for Surviving Caroline Jhingory from Takia Nelson, who was telling her story where she alleges
Her
that she
story.
was falsely accused of impersonating a police officer, and that she knows that it's illegal because she admitted to actually doing it once before in the past, so she did not do it this time. The lady told us that she had a criminal history.
Jeez.
Well, Caroline reaches out to me. First, she CCs me on an email to a detective of the fraud department of MPD. But she takes out all of the information. She sees me her message, and then it has his signature. So I thought that was suspicious. So I wanted to make sure that this was even a real person. I called MPD, and then I got the number for the department, and then he answered, and I was like, okay, I just wanted to make sure you're a real person because I have your email signature in my thing. He said, well, yes, let me see. He sees the email. He says, yes, she does have an open investigation open. She does have an active investigation open, but I can't tell you what. I didn't actually care. That's not obviously why I called. But you can speak to her with that. Then she follows up and sends me probably about 5 more emails to maybe 2 email addresses and about 15 text messages with pictures. Oh, before you want to do be a quasi journalist, you need to do your research. She is a criminal. She's fraud. I'm coming back from out of the country. I'm a victim. Y'all are traumatizing me. Y'all are this. She committed
Cease and
fraud.
desist.
Cease and desist. And I responded, well, this is what my takeaways from the conversation. Do you deny any of these things? So she never responded to any of those. So I said, okay, I'll take that as a no, and I'll take that as a no that you don't want to come on to the show. She sends me a cease and desist letter. She then emails 3 different people at TV1. I mean, I think they're real people. The email address
Wow.
ended in TV1, and told them that they should stop working with me, and that I am knowingly promoting false allegations from Takia, who she is accusing of fraud. What else? And then I just checked because I sent her to spam. I responded about twice, and then the last time
You
was
making
just
her
a
angry
laughing
now.
emoji. The last one was a laughing
Dang.
emoji,
She gonna start.
and then I asked us to spam because I don't want her filling up the box, the inbox. So I just go to check my public phone number. Now this number is you can Google me. My information is not I'm not saying that you should come to my house, but what I'm saying is that who I am as a person, as a professional. She told me that I was trying to revitalize a stagnant voiceover career.
It's okay.
They're
Good.
struggling, looking for streams to what else did she say? Something like that. I don't claim any of that. As I walk across the living room, and I've done 2 jobs in the past 5 days for over $2,000, but that's neither here nor there.
She said my desperate attempt for fame will lead to my ruins. Ain't that some Edgar Allan Poe shit?
Yeah, they dying on forward with
But you know
curse you,
So
curse you down to hell.
So I'm scared now. She gonna.
Cannons to the left of me, cannons to the right.
Mm-hmm.
You're evil, evil. I
But
say.
what it sounds like is exactly what Takia Nelson alleged her, which is that when she gets upset, she goes and she retaliates by reaching out to different people, sending false information, and trying to assassinate your character and mess with your life. It's very much given like when Ye was talking about the Jewish people, and he was like, they run everything and they can shut down everything. And then as soon as he said DEFCON 3 on all Jews, they took everything and shut down everything. And he was like, see, this is what I was trying to tell you.
Well, that's a good question for Zack. I was going to ask you, is that you're not a lawyer,
Don't do it.
but you could be a good public defender. But do you know anything about posting stuff and people? Have that ever happened to you? Like someone asked you to take shit down?
Not yet. I can't wait for it though. I'm excited. Tell me to
Oh,
take something.
Just because he asked you that, you're a part of this. Just as much as we are. Be prepared to get a cease and desist.
Zwagil. That's how you spell Zach's last name.
Send me all his handles, all
Yeah,
of them.
she literally went online and told people to go after somebody. Put the picture, a false claim, and told them to go after. So she texted me and she says, "Yeah, no, this is after a while. I'm not gonna. Let me just. I can just. Let me just show you the scroll.
Oh, the scroll.
We will start here,
Right.
and you just see the scroll. You see how many seconds this goes. You see how long that goes.
She did.
That's my response there, where I'm itemizing things from the interview. This is her still. All her. All her. Still her. Still
Corinthians.
Good
her. Still
Lord.
her.
So you make her angry. You're making her angry. Les, stop, please.
And scene.
Bible verses.
So now she's so now she wants to take me to court.
Damn.
And she also says that she has a good friend at the DCPS HR. She said, "Are you still?" And I quote, and I want you to clip this. From Caroline Jhingory to Leslie Olabisi on Monday, 1433. I prefer to cease email communication. She is the one who started it. Let's move to a courtroom. Is this a good address for the Prince George's County Sheriff to execute service? You mean like the service that Takia Nelson executed on you? She then says, and are you still doing contract / visiting teacher work with DC Public Schools? Good friend is HR there. Want to use my kid gloves and make sure they see your interview as well. Cheers.
Ask her, do they like it?
Scene.
ask her, do she like it? Yeah, if you're gonna share it.
We gotta
tell them to like, share, and subscribe. Goddamn.
Yeah, so
that's the latest. That's the latest in the CJ saga.
Jeez.
Oh man. So that's a update for y'all. We're gonna see what happened. We know something else gonna happen.
Don't comment.
She didn't ask for this.
They're gonna get
anyway.
you too.
Hey, Cool didn't ask for this. Zach didn't ask for this.
Right.
Anyway,
Zach,
let's get to it.
Let me say one final thing. Because I didn't read any of that stuff she sent me. I just skimmed. I didn't look at any of it. If you have a guilty verdict that says that Takia Nelson impersonated a police officer, send that. If you have proof that you did not call, because you can't really prove a negative, but she only says this is what she thinks, call CPS on Takia Nelson, send that. The lady is telling her story and we are asking her questions about her story. So no, I don't knowingly know anything. I don't know anything that's false or malicious. No, we think that she's telling the truth. Sounds like she's telling the truth. She provided documentation. She provided the video. Did she send you the whole video?
Believe all women.
So there you go.
Ish Talk TV live from the DMV doing how it's supposed to be. I hope you got some kush at the crib, some cat in the bed, and some cash in your pocket. What more can be said? We got my man Cool in the house. We got Zack and the Precious, and we got to protect her. Leslie or the BC in the house. I'm your boy B More, aka Princess Amunda. We got some DMV news for you. Leave a like and a comment. It's free 99. And remember, you may need us, but we don't need you. Okay, Maryland Landover grandmother shot to death as she babysat her 4 grandchildren.
Oh, no.
Terrible on Mother's Day. Come on, what are these people doing?
Well, I think they're just upset that Six Flags is closing.
Yeah.
They
in all seriousness, though, that's crazy. Like, I like that's two.
You know what?
Where I've been on here, right? And you're talking to me about dead ladies, one dead old woman in a dumpster, one dead old woman. And I was like, I'm a comedian,
oh, shit.
right?
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, the lady in the dumpster.
Anyway, very sad.
Yeah, my man, what kills me is that, man, like that right there scares me. Like the story itself.
Yeah,
Had to been a drive-by, just random shooting. Youngins don't just living recklessly. Nas said it perfectly. Accident murderers act like they kill on purpose,
Mm.
lying, bragging they put work in.
54-year-old Leslie Yvette Davis. That's why that's why I called you to see if you were okay. But I know you're not 54.
Ah,
Of Leslie Yvette Davis of Palmer Park was found shot to death in her home on a
sure.
1900 block of Ray Leonard Road on Saturday afternoon. Ray, is that Ray? Sugar Ray Leonard?
that's
Okay,
yeah,
he better
that's
come
near
out.
Palmer Park.
He better come out and condemn this or say speak out. Davis' daughters told police that they were in the house to pick up the children after Mother's Day sleepover, only to find shots that fired through the bedroom window.
Crazy.
And then
Random.
the kids were left alone for maybe 12 hours. So imagine those young kids
Hold
had
up.
to they were with a
That's
dead body for 12 hours.
didn't know what to do. They was probably young. Because if they were like 6, maybe 7, they know what's up with the cell phones and whatnot. They'd have called. But can you imagine the kids, man?
Crazy.
I mean, and then the grandma just lying there. They're hungry, of course. They more than likely thinking grandma's asleep. God, I can't fathom, man, and that's what scares me in this neighborhood. And not in that neighborhood in particular, but Prince George's County has become a reckless neighbor. And like you're in the kitchen and you're just randomly cooking, and you got to worry about a stray bullet or
Mm,
stray bullets. That bothers me, and I wonder what our officials is going to do. I mean, this is Mother's Day. I saw the reaction of the daughters. It was heart wrenching. It was like, dang, they got to bury their mom off of something fluke.
I think it's something behind that. I think it was we gonna shoot a grandmother or you gonna shoot somebody or you got beef with the daughter or something like that. I don't know. Or teach her a
I
lesson.
think I think it was a Bama they was looking at that they thought or knew was somebody they was trying to target, and homie was right near the house, and they just blah 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 because they can't shoot anyway. But there
Yeah.
was like rules to this, man. The rules of engagement was almost strict with these Bamas back in the day. It was like,
Mm,
we not gonna do it here. We don't need nobody catching a stray. So they do it elsewhere. Maybe in the highway, somewhere where you won't get that stray caught. But these Bamas nowadays, they'll get it in the mall in front of
right.
everybody. So
Why was she babysitting on Mother's Day?
good point.
Unless her
Yeah.
the daughters were never mind.
No, I think you know what? I
I
was
hope they weren't getting
assuming
their back blown somewhere.
that's what I see. I was assuming that they maybe
Cause
went out
you know that
Saturday
they like to
night.
leave grandma at home, the
Hold
kids with
up.
grandma.
Yeah, so they probably went out all weekend,
Could have been a baby
dropped them
daddy.
off
Oh,
on Friday.
mm,
Could have been a
we just
crazy
solved this
baby
crime. We just
daddy.
solved this. Okay,
Could it have been?
could have been.
Cra- Crazy baby daddy said, "I'm gonna just be petty." I wouldn't put it past this county because we got some crazy motherfuckers in this drum.
But will you call ICE on somebody that you didn't like at the job? ICE cracks down on DC area businesses.
ICE cracks down on DC area businesses. Nearly 200 illegal immigrants arrested. Ooh.
Ice.
The operation, which unfolded between May 6th to May 9th, targeted criminal alien offenders, including members of transnational criminal organizations known to operate in and around Washington, D.C., including the notorious MS-13, Tren de Aragua, and 18th Street gangs, according to ICE. A total of 189 people were arrested, and agents served notices of inspection to 187 local businesses, ICE added.
Damn.
DC's Mayor Muriel Bowser, office did not immediately respond Tuesday to requests for comment from Fox News Digital, but Bauer said last week she was disturbed to hear about reports of arrests. It appears as though ICE is at restaurants or even at neighborhoods, and it doesn't look like they're targeting criminals, and it does look like they're disrupting. That's what that's what she
Well,
said. They
yeah,
just
that's
said that they arrested criminal organizations.
criminal alien offenders.
So then why she say it doesn't look like they're targeting criminals?
Well, some people think if you cross the border, it's not a criminal act. Maybe that's it.
Right. Right. The Democrats think that it's still free range. The Republicans
Oh,
is
you mean when
like,
they say criminal alien offender, that they put the word criminal because they've broken the law to come illegally?
yeah, they already criminal when you come across illegally. You
Well,
already
I wasn't even
criminal.
talking about that part, though. That is a good point. But I was talking about the criminal organizations that's
Oh,
already
like the
known.
MS-13
They
and the
Mhm.
said that they
Venezuela
targeted
7000s,
them. And that's what
Well,
it say.
if
Mexico Lindo.
186 businesses. So DC restaurants, they're really getting it. So some of them, most of them are closing down because of that initiative
Are they?
thing. And then they got this
Oh, because all the immigrants work there?
well, one was for the tips. They wanted to some with the waiters or something like that. Wanted to put the minimum wage up for
Oh, and they ain't got
waiters.
that bread.
And then
Yeah.
so they were complaining about that, like we can't afford to pay.
I think the DC Town Council messed that up when they made
You don't think they
when
should have
they
done
made
that?
us start repeating, when they made us start reporting tips, because that's when I started becoming a waiter in
Oh.
2002. My first waitress job was at Zanzibar, and the law like actually went into effect within that job, or the next one after that. So it went, or maybe it was at Eatonville. So maybe
Report your tips.
I
Report your
think maybe it
tips.
came up a couple of times and then and then it eventually passed. So the reporting tips and then the increase of the wage, like the minimum wage, I think they came after it, but they messed that up.
So these
They did
Bammers
themselves.
basically, yeah, they basically said, hey, let me see your pockets. Let me check them tips.
Zach, are you pro ice? Or you like it
Nah, I'm not into
straight?
it. But like, here's my thing, right? Like, being in this country, living in this country for almost 40 years, it's like it's always the same playbook. Anytime the government goes after a group of people, an ethnicity, whatever it is, right? Now it's immigrants. It used to be Muslims or gay people, trans people, whatever it is. It's always a distraction
When
from
did the
something else
government
that's
go
going on.
after gay and trans people?
Well, just being opposed to gay marriage or legislating certain ways against gay and trans people.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, Obviously not deporting those people, but you know what I mean. Um, to me, it's always a distraction, right? Because that's not really the source of the problems in this country. The source of the problems in this country, to me, are the people that live around DC
Hmm.
and Indy, right? The defense contractors, the private equity, the Wall Street, those sorts of people. That's for me. That's my focus in terms of what's really putting this country in the shitter. Is those people, the lobbyists, those people, not. I'm not going to act like there aren't, people from violent gangs in this country. Sure, of course there are. I mean, that needs to be dealt with because people are going to get victimized by that. But like, that's not for me the big kahuna of it all.
Well,
That's a distraction.
So I
I
hear what
wonder
you're
who
saying.
has. Go ahead.
No, I hear what you're saying about those other people who are included in blame, but I will say, and I don't want to be anecdotal, but from my experience when I worked at Cardozo, it was a 60% Latino community. I went back to school to learn even more Spanish. So I was a parent engagement specialist and a community outreach coordinator. And I remember, I know that the MS, what is it? MS 613.
13.
And there was another,
13.
and there was another gang. Oh, great. Now I can't hear y'all. There was another gang that was targeting the Esau kids, the kids that were non-native English speakers,
Oh,
to
that's what
recruit
Esau
them.
was?
And that was an active issue. So, when people do come in, no, these gangs really are like, it does impact our
Sure.
lives, not in just like a theoretical sense, but they impact the young kids, and it kind of spreads like cancer. Not only are they either actually recruited, but then they're either trying to avoid school or avoid being in certain social engagements or anything that could kind of help facilitate their career path or their academic future. They don't even have a chance because of these gangs. So
No
I
doubt.
will say that I think it's a good thing when you actually do deport people who are actually, gang members. I don't think that
Mhm,
all illegal immigrants are gang members,
mhm,
but I think that it's
certainly.
good to get rid of the ones who are.
I hear that.
Ice, ice, baby.
Go ahead, Zach.
Oh no, no, I agree. It's like I do criminal defense work. I've dealt with I do 'cause I work with the public defender's office in Baltimore, and so I've had MS-13 stuff. I've had 18th Street stuff. So like it's legitimate. It's real. Um, but my point has always been like whenever the government singles out a group of people as the big problem in the country, that's bullshit to me because they're not really the people that are the source of most of the large majority of the problems in this country. That's just my
Right.
point. Yeah.
And how many was it?
200.
Hey man, I ain't tripping off 200. I'm tripping off the multi-million that old Bitey let in. Come
Mm.
on, y'all ain't play on the leg hair in the swimming pool and the rubbing the leg when the
And
hairs
then,
go up.
well, they deported 200 illegal immigrants, but then they brung some 200 South Africans, right? So what
Yeah,
Yeah.
we gonna do?
White South Africans.
the
Yeah.
farmers and
The
shit.
farmers
Yeah,
claiming
yeah.
they're escaping racism. Since when do Trump care about people running away from racism? But I like the way you mentioned it because they get us focused on a certain amount of like a certain people when the whole time is some rich people peeing on your back. No
Exactly.
diddy, no diddy.
And
Uh,
it's raining. It's
but
raining.
but whole time we got these squatters. I'm
Yeah.
not and then so we mad at them, or should we be mad at the rules? I mean, the whatever's the people making these uh legislation shit. But let's get to the Maryland. Baltimore, what's up?
Okay, well, social media squatter network, Baltimore property manager and occupant
Dummy.
come face to face. An alleged squatter and a property manager confront each other as questions arise about a social media fueled network promoting last resort and squatter houses despite lacking apparent legal interest.
Mm.
Access to these properties typically costs between $1,500 and $5,000 for keys and fraudulent leasing documents, according to the reviewed ads.
So I pay
One
5,000.
so anywhere between 1,500 and 5 Gs, depending on probably how many bedrooms you want. Does it have a balcony? It's on the side street. One Instagram, like you're really shopping for a property. Basically, you're just gonna pay 1 month's rent to stay in there for I don't know however long. One Instagram post in late April titled "Another House Gone" boasted about locating an alleged squatter to a house in Northwest Baltimore. The video shared by the account offered a tour of the multi-level row home, which appeared newly furnished. This is a daily occurrence in the city, John said. We get about 3 to 5 a month, if not more, that we deal with
Mm.
squatters just breaking in and then posting it on Instagram while they're doing this action. The property manager, who asked to be identified as John, said the property owner he represents contacted his management company immediately when he saw what he believed to be a tour of his rental circulating online. So this man has a property.
Wait.
He hired John to manage the rental property. He's minding his black-owned business. I don't know if he's black, but it sounds good. He's minding his black-owned business, scrolling through the internet, and he see people making
Hold
jokes
up.
and laugh. Like, wait a minute, that's my dining room table. Wait a minute, that's my house.
And they
John,
smoking.
what the hell is going on down there? John said the property owner he represents contacted his management company immediately when he saw what he believed to be a tour of his rental circulating online. It was mind-blowing, to be honest with you. Not only that, we went to the Southern District Police Station to get someone to talk to us, and no one would
Mm.
talk to us. Imagine that, going to the police for help and they don't help. We were there for 3.5 hours to speak with the detective to prove that this person is breaking and entering. We have it on video that they were changing the locks on the property. Nobody wanted to speak to us. How does that work?
That's where I'm confused. Like I heard they're doing that though, and they're staying in the home. Like this shit happened in Prince George's County. I forgot where, but yeah, so apparently the house was online. They purchased it, got in the house, and when the folks came back, and they was like, "What are y'all doing here?" The homie that took the house over was like, "Nah, it's my house,"
I live
and did
here.
not get out. Yeah, and did it did not get out. Like, so
You have
get
to
let me.
forcefully take somebody out. If
No,
you're
you
not
Yeah,
can't do
doing that,
that.
and
if
you
you're not
can't
about
and
that
you,
violence.
and you can't do that because the person you trying to force out gonna call the cops, and they gonna come and be like, "You gotta leave them alone."
I would let the cops get called because you're not going to play with me in my face like that.
You're gonna end up not having that house anyway for that day, at least for that day. They're gonna tell you to
Either
go
way,
somewhere.
you're not going to get back. You're not going to get back in the house. So you might as well
How
drop
can
some
you?
lumps off on the way to the jail cell.
I don't know how they do that and how they get
How
away
can
with
you
doing
live
that,
like
but they're
that?
doing that.
How
They're
can you
doing
live
that.
like that? Like you just finding all
Just take
these
a
ways
house.
to do the right thing. Like instead of doing the right thing, you want to just be creative, and it's genius. But but it's a whole network of people like this. That's
You
just says where we at as a society, and it makes me think about all these people out here. They live in. You look on social media, they got these little nice kitchens and all that. Whole
house
time,
jacking.
that's not.
They
House
squatting.
They
jacking.
live in. They
I,
squatting,
I call it house jacking.
house jacking.
House jacking.
There's a thing they do with the deeds too.
Yeah, in the titles. The titles.
That's
To get the
another
titles. Gotta get the title insurance.
I mean, I can understand if you just, fall behind on your rent, but
That
to
should get you
just and
killed.
move in with no intention to pay rent at all is not very.
And there was a story about that, about folks like it's this couple that's doing that. They like the Bonnie and Clyde are moving out of home,
Oh
so
no,
they'll move into it, they'll pay the deposit, stay there until they get kicked out, and go to the next house or the apartment or the
those people
condo.
gotta be shot.
How do you even get the next? Because I know how hard it was for me to get approved. I
I
You all right?
think
how
they're
many
paying. Yeah.
how many like how many different applications you have to fill out? How many
I
background
was
checks
about
you
to
got to
say
go? There's
Right.
like rental credit, just like you got financial credit. There's rental history credit too. So if they
money
kept
talks.
doing that over and over and
But
over again,
but
were
Baltimore,
they white?
that's your
Were they
people, Zach.
white?
What's up,
Look,
man?
I just love that everybody in the story is using a fake name.
Right.
And they're
That's
talking
Charles
about
exactly
people
Barkley.
what
fake renting.
What's your
no,
name? Robert Ory.
yeah, no, like I was reading the thing and then they were talking to like this the squatter who's using the name Monica, right? And they told her she's gonna like be taken to court, and she was like, "I'll be fine. I believe in God. God's got me." And I'm like, I don't know if God went to law school. I'm a
Right.
lawyer. I mean, listen, my this is one of those things to me where it's like this again. This is a symptom. This is not like out of nowhere, right? Like um, shit is extremely unaffordable for a lot of people. Not that I'm saying that you should do this, but I'm not surprised that everybody's doing it. Like, I'm not surprised at all.
Right. Right.
You
I'm
know?
surprised it was like a network of it. I thought that was something that individual hustlers did. That's the only
I'm,
thing I'm
Exactly.
surprised
I'm
about.
the,
Was that.
the worst part about it is they getting away with it. Like
Mm.
Yeah.
legitimately getting away with it. Now there's another family out without a home off some fluke shit.
And then the whole time it's like you go buy a row home in Baltimore for $1, and
hmm
and then all this. So
I'm
I
not letting
I
you peacefully take over my house. If
I
I go to
feel
the police, they don't want to do nothing.
Right.
No, I am going to make it very miserable. I'm going to eat. I'm going to keep getting arrested. I'm busting
no.
out. I'm busting down the doors. I'm playing loud music. I'm putting flaming bags of
Tory Lane.
shit on the doorstep. You're not going to sleep peacefully in my house. That's not going to
Free
happen.
Tory.
I,
Free Tory.
I feel like
I mean, I
there's
don't
a
have nowhere else to go. We're assuming that, like everybody, maybe this guy, maybe he's, if he's in his house watching his other house online, okay. But what about somebody who went out
And
of
it was his
town
dude, wasn't it?
and
It
then
was his
came back and
dude.
they don't have another house? People don't just
Wouldn't
got
it-
houses to just be
I think it's just
giving up.
it's Baltimore people. They the most ugly people I've ever seen.
Damn, this shit just registered. God,
I mean,
it's
You know what's
harsh.
crazy is I've always said that Baltimore got some of the like best
it-
people that I like. Like I feel like Baltimore they got
Is-
good people. Like they
they do got good people.
I mean, I've always said that about Baltimore. Like I like Baltimore because I like the people. Of overall, like they always have like a overall the disposition is not like like how you come in a city and people with the stank face
Oh,
but when you're
right.
in Baltimore, people don't just be like walking
It's
around
true.
miserable. They
It's true.
speak when you go out. You don't see a lot of misunderstandings that lead into people fighting. Like people just be chilling. Everybody got a side hustle. Everybody sell weed on the side. Like everybody, you can get your brakes fixed for $50 right on the side of the road. Like that to me has always been my experience with Baltimore, but
Yeah,
I
no, like
oftentimes live in a bubble.
not like for me as a comedian, like Baltimore crowds are some of my favorite because they are completely and utterly honest with you.
Tough.
Right? Other crowds might like give you a little pity chuckle or laugh because they think they're supposed to laugh. Baltimore will sit there and look at you and just be in their phone. They don't give a shit.
Damn.
Damn.
I love that. I love that.
They
because
go on the phone. I'm like, hey,
Oh,
telling the joke.
I'm up here.
No,
Make me
they'll
get
be
off.
sitting in
Make
the
me
front
put my
row. They'll
phone
be sitting in
down.
the front row with their phone out, not even giving a shit. And that I like that because that tells me I'm not doing good enough.
You turn it
Yeah,
up.
Let me put it up.
Well, let me
That's
let me
almost
ask
right.
you.
Yeah.
Let me ask you last question. In this area, in the DMV area or in DC, it's like they don't support each other. So you got to go out of your city to get to blow up. Is that how it is in Baltimore when it comes to being a comedian?
That's a good question. I mean, as far as blowing up, I don't think anybody really blows up in Baltimore. Baltimore's the the benefit of it is that it's cheap enough to build your art and to be good enough.
Mm.
Your thing.
You come back to Baltimore, no?
Say it again.
I would say, would you agree that Baltimore, you come back to it?
Yeah. If you
Mhm.
if you're trying to make it, you go elsewhere because there's just not a lot of eyes on it.
Mhm.
But at the same time, like there's, and this is something I hear from people that are native to Baltimore, people that are transplants, is like whenever people leave, everybody misses it.
Mm.
Tough.
You want to come back. There's something soulful about this
Yep.
place that
Yep.
nobody can quite put their finger on.
Mhm.
I've never heard anybody be able to describe it, but everybody's like, there's something in the air here that makes you want to come back. I don't know what it is. Well,
That's how
magical,
I love
magical
Baltimore.
place. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Zach, tell the people your next show.
So every Thursday, we're at a place called The Manor in Baltimore, 924 North Charles Street. So we'll be there tomorrow. I'll be down in freaking Delmar, where Delaware meets Maryland. I
Right
got a
on
show.
the edge.
Yeah, I
Is
got like an
that
Eastern
is
Shore
that
show.
is that a real thing?
Say it
Yeah.
again?
I did not know that.
Delmar.
Where
Delmar, yeah.
Delaware meets Maryland is called
Yeah.
Delmar?
The bottom of Delaware.
I had
Mhm.
no
That's what Delmar. Yeah.
idea that's what
Yeah.
that meant.
So is anybody listening from down there? I got a show at Dream Big, that venue on Saturday. It'll be a good show. And yeah, just honestly, just follow my Instagram at everything Zwagil. So word everything and then my last
That's
name.
what I wanted to do.
That's where all my stuff is.
All right.
It's fucked up, man. That is so basically, was it staff that did it? It was students.
Students. It was terrible the whole way, like the whole chain of command, like the whole people that's supposed to be there,
Okay,
the students. It was just a
the people who were supposed to take action didn't.
I know where we could curtail this.
It was a boy who did it, and a third boy allegedly held the door.
Access to sex.
Mm.
And seed is for special kids, right?
No, that's
Not.
like the charter school chain. Did you just
Oh
say
yeah.
access to
So these
sex?
sex
it's a
access
boarding
is
school.
it's
You already fucking around.
no.
You already fucking
No, hear me
around.
out. Hear me out. Access to sex meaning you could literally watch porn on your cell. You could play, you could get your dick sucked in Grand
Hey,
Theft Auto. What I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. This
you're
is my
saying that
point.
this is how you should start the story, access to sex?
No.
That's where you can take it. Yeah, well, after
When
you tell a
you
story.
format it, yeah, when you format it, I come in with that like it's these kids are having too much access to sex on
Oh,
TV.
now I understand.
Yeah,
Okay, I've
I don't
heard
know
that
where you went with that.
totally
I was like, wait a
different.
minute, what does she think I'm doing? Yeah,
Oh,
like yeah, they got it's way too much access. I remember the only time we had access to sex is if you had cable
Mm-hmm.
and you had your uncle's
the black box,
VHS.
the
VHS tape.
scrambler,
The
the
scrambler
deep
came
scrambler.
in like the early 90s. I had it, but that was it. But I was a teenager. I was ready to smash anyway.
We started. I'm gonna be honest. I started looking at that kind of stuff way too young. I was exposed to sex too early.
Me too. Yeah, I think
Way
all
too
of us
early.
did. I
We
think
was
all of
watching
I,
that
I
stuff
I'm gonna
way
say
too young.
before 5, I was humping the teddy bears and shit. They called me Teddy Ruxpin. No shit. I did. I ain't trying to be funny, but yeah, I told that story. I was like, shit, y'all ain't never poke a hole in one of them Kings the Man Bears. Got that shit in, man. I don't mind
But
telling
don't it
that
got
story.
little beads in it though? Isn't that kind of rough?
It's soft.
Oh, it's kind of similar.
I have
I'm a
never.
youngin. I'm a young. It
Well,
probably
it has
hurt
like
now. I'd
some
be like,
kind of
oh
tension in it,
shit.
but it still gives. But
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
soft like cotton.
I wasn't coming at 6 and 7. I was
I,
just my dick was hard. That's it. Until I stopped wanting to feel that shit
I was
again, I
having
just stopped.
orgasms. I was having orgasms in like kindergarten. I started way too early.
Shit, no
how do
Off
you
the
know
shit.
you
pillow.
had that?
And a girl as a friend who told me about the humping of the pillows. I don't know when she
Ah,
started.
man, the
How do
first
I know?
movie.
Because I because it
Would
hasn't changed
you
in life.
for real? You like gushed out in the pre-K?
That makes
Kindergarten. I remember
no
dry
sense.
humping this boy in
I
daycare.
used to get
I was in the first grade. No, sorry, not kindergarten, first grade. I was in first grade. He was in kindergarten. I remember during nap time with
mm,
the cots.
Oh,
Now
damn.
okay.
that wasn't a full on,
But y'all was rubbing. Y'all was getting it in. Yeah, that's what
yeah.
you're supposed
And
to
then
do
he
with
would
the
try to
youngin.
tell people he was my girlfriend, and I would deny and
Hell
act like
yeah.
I didn't even know him or like him.
We
Like,
humped.
what the
You my
fuck was wrong? I
girlfriend.
don't know, where did I get that from?
We
I
humped.
talk about it freely now because, like,
What were we
yeah,
doing? Like,
that's
why?
wild.
Do you
Yeah,
think it's
smack.
maybe it's just natural?
No,
It's
I
not
know where my
natural.
shit
I
came
know where
from.
it
It's
came from.
curiosity, no?
I think it came from my boy cousin, to be perfectly honest. I don't think that that was something that I just came up with in my own head. I think that
Yeah,
that was
no.
definitely
Uh,
sourced from my boy cousin. We was the
Well,
same age.
how much you think is more like people getting molested
Well,
than
that's
just
what I'm
being
saying.
I'll go
I
with
never thought of it
80%.
as molestation because we was the same age, but we was.
touching
But
each
I
other?
remember, but that he was the one
Right.
that.
It's a lot of those cousins.
Dry rubbing and shit. And when y'all got
Yeah,
older,
come
y'all
on, come
thought
over here,
about it and was
come here.
like, shit,
It,
nah, we
You know,
cousins.
I
is
don't
it
remember the very, very first time, but then eventually I wanted to do it. But I don't know that I don't think I started off wanting to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it
Yeah.
felt, but it was like, yeah,
no? That's I think
you know, we
that's
gotta
very.
address these things and like bring it out into
Access
the
to
open.
sex.
I think it's
Access to
very
sex.
common of these freaky cousins things.
Oh,
It
hell
took
yeah.
me a
It's a
long
dark
time to
story in the
realize.
black delegation that they don't want to talk about.
Mm,
It took me a long time to realize, like, yeah,
I'm a victim, goddamn. I'm a victim.
I guess I'm a victim. We're all victims.
I
I
went to
never thought that
school.
I would. I never thought
Motherfuckers ain't
that.
believe me. They was like, well, you know how we used to do when we was kids. You like, you a virgin? You a virgin? You ain't had no pussy. You ain't. I used to be like, nah, I had some pussy. They like, no, you didn't. You lied. I was like, nah. He said, what it look like? I said, you see, y'all probably looking at the pussy and probably see it look like a butt. Nah, the shit that I seen, shit look like a nose. It's like a sticky little part. That's how I explained to the boys, and they looking at me like, tell us more. I was like, yeah, some hair on it
So
and
was it
shit.
a family friend or was it a cousin?
It was a cousin.
See,
Never forget. Hey, she, if it wasn't for her, I knew I wouldn't be fucking Teddy Ruxpin and the fucking toilet bowl rolls and shit. I was a fucking maniac.
I wonder why is
Shit.
that
It's
though?
once that switch gets turned on, I
It's a
think the
wrap.
earlier it is, your control or your desire for it, the moderator or whatever, I
My
think is off.
20s, my 20s, that's all I did. I was never committing to no relationship. It was you just trying Smash?
My 20s, I definitely had a lot of sex. I wouldn't say it was crazy sex, but I was in crazy sexual situations. Like I would go to swing, I would be like bartending at swinger parties and going to
Stop.
freak like all like freak off, all that kind of stuff. Like that shit
Drink
to me. So people
this.
be like, oh, well, what happens if you make it and you go into a Hollywood party and one person in here they're doing this? And then I was like, I would not be worried
Here's your
because
drink.
I've seen all of that shit before.
What's
Like,
up, Robert?
yeah. Have you
Robert De
ever been in a
Niro.
room? Have you ever
Ginger
been
ale
in
or
a room
piss?
where people are fucking
Mm-hmm.
and some of them think that they are animals and they are barking and howling
Yeah, they
and
doing weird
dancing
shit.
and fucking in the open? That's this type of shit that I used to go around. So
Yeah,
I'm fine. I'll be fine with Hollywood. I'll be fine. Don't worry about
I
me.
tried. I
So do you
tried to stay
think
away.
so you don't so you actually feel pity for these kids, the boys, because
I have
it was one boy doing it, and it was one boy recording, and it was one boy
no, I
watching
don't
the
feel
door.
pity for the boys. I feel pity for the
They
girls.
recorded this shit too.
I feel
How
pity for the girl. I don't feel pity
I,
for the boys.
I definitely feel pity. More pity for the girl than the
I
boys.
think that having the desire might be something that you can't control or whatever, but the mob mentality that ensues when people
that's
come
rape.
together, like those four boys, whatever they concocted to say, oh, let's target her
That was premeditated like shit.
because
Yeah.
she did so. I don't have any pity for them.
I just know where it stemmed from. I don't have not a pity for them dudes. Cause how old were they? Was this middle school?
This is
high school, I believe.
Oh, these motherfuckers was plotting for a while then.
oh, okay. See, in my head these were little kids.
They was plotting
16?
for a while. They was
Oh,
plotting for a while. For them to record it, they was plotting for it. I'm giving a minimum a week. They was like, yeah, we gonna do this shit. You down? Yeah, we gonna do this shit. You down? Hey, I'll record it. All right, bet.
And like recorded for what? Like like why
For
would you?
what?
so that
You
they
don't.
Why do you
can
want to?
share it with others and put it on the internet and watch it later around their other friends. Yeah, but from when I was in high school, I remember hearing. Now, when I was in high school, I was a virgin. Okay,
Me too.
not until probably the end
Me
of
too,
11th. I left my virginity
supposedly.
the end of the 11th grade, but I would hear about boys running trains on girls, and back then I always, in my mind, thought that it was something that everybody agreed on. Only when I got older did I realize, hold on,
They fucked her up.
what girl is really gonna let all of these guys
Multiple
have
D's.
sex with her? So what
Right.
normally happens is one of two things. One guy she likes, he gets her to like or whatever. She thinks that it's something they're doing
Mm-hmm.
something, and then somebody's hiding in the closet, or other people come
Mm.
and they're either like, well, we taped you, whether they the blackmailer or taunter or whatever, or it's straight physical. We not letting you out. This is what's going down.
Yeah, I heard that same story and shit. That shit's dark, man. That shit's too dark. And
So
I ain't
that's
want
not
nothing of it.
new.
I ain't want no parts of it. It was always talked about, and it was all. I heard the planning all out, and I heard the
Oh my
targeted
god.
woman, and I was like, I don't want no parts of that shit. I'm
But
not
the
going to
thing
that
was,
party.
the
So
thing is that we got to teach our boys also to not say anything.
what can
We
Our
who
girls
though?
say
so
that.
We who
Parents,
though?
like when I talk to my son about stuff like this, about how you treat us, and I say just doing something is one thing, but also knowing that something about to go down and you don't say nothing,
Yeah,
that's just
mm,
as
I
bad.
get you. I get you. I get you. And I'm for it. But these boys, they coming up without daddies. That shit's an
Or parents
epidemic
that are
now.
just even paying attention to
And
who they
trying to be their
are and
friend.
knowing them and talking to them and
Yeah.
trying to counsel them and lead them. Yeah, you're right.
Uncle Johnny telling them, you better get some pussy, boy,
and
before you
also
graduate.
yeah, and also Uncle Instagram, Uncle TikTok, and especially
Yeah.
these kids
Yeah.
are
Ooh.
in they're in the boarding school, so they live there. So
And I'm thinking
this
uncles are not even doing that anymore. Now, like you
Nope.
said, I think it's coming from their peers on social
Yeah.
media.
uh,
How much, you want to get some followers. Oh, we got some video to put up and everybody's going to tune in to watch this.
It says that 4 adult staff members have either been fired or suspended, including the dean of students, a special education teacher, and 2 dedicated aides. Where were these people? And I thought if you in special education,
Oh, all of
you
them
get
live
like 2
there.
teachers.
30% of them
Maybe
have IEPs. Why do you have? First of all, that's not a good idea, and I blame your parents. You just wanted to drop these motherfuckers off.
I think they just wanted to
There's
drop them
no
off.
way
Yeah.
that I
Terrible
would have
parents.
a special needs child living in a boarding school that's mixed with regular kids. I would never do that. Never.
It's like you want them to fail.
Because
it was a
because somebody
school?
is going to be a predator and they're going to do something to your child.
It's always one,
or it's going to be fighting, or it's going to be taunting.
Well,
there's nobody there. I mean, because you're not there.
Exactly.
And adults now, they be at work and at their jobs, and they be like on their phone, like they just as bad as kids. Like, do you know what a chaperone is?
Yeah, right.
They put
right.
that. They think that's a drink.
Right. Mix that up with some energy.
You get a chaperone on a rock.
They got the new chaperone on your head.
Yeah. Is that new Ciroc?
Our parents need to do better, man. Sending these kids to these dangerous mind schools or dropping your kids off with your grandma in dangerous neighborhood.
Tell me why are we so
blind to see that the ones we hurt, you and me. All right. So that was a good show, y'all. Shout out to Zack. He came through. Baltimore in the house. Make sure if you find somewhere in Baltimore, stay your ass there.
Please.
And we have. I can't wait to talk to you because we got to get to the movie.
Yeah.
So we had a movie screening of The Red File.
That's me. Look at me.
My production assistant to the stars, Kenny, Mr. Cool. This was a required prop in the story. Find out how it plays, its significance. You did a very good job, my friend.
Look at that 25.
That don't look official too. This look like something is going on, don't it?
Miscellaneous like shit.
Yeah, you did that.
Miscellaneous
Thursday,
mysteries.
May 15th, 9:30 at the AFI Silver Spring. I don't know if you're gonna. Thursday, AFI Silver Spring, May 15th, 9:30. It's the screening for some of the short films in the DC 48-hour film competition. Did y'all see the trailer?
Yeah. No, I didn't see it.
That was tough.
It's in the group chat, the link.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So we will be back with more Ish Talk, and hopefully we're going to come with you guys with a in-studio show in a couple months. And the show with all 3 of us is actually, we getting a little foundation. So shout out to everybody rocking with us. Make sure you follow Ish Talk TV, ishtalk.tv. Make sure you follow Cool. Make sure you follow Leslie. And I'm B More, aka Princess Zamunda. Stay black.
Wait a minute, let me take us out. I wish I should have had it up. It's too late. Wait a minute. Here it goes.